Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a situation pretty much every product manager is going to face at some point, stepping into a brand new role. Now, since you're here, you probably already know that PMs are brought in to solve problems and drive change. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. Those first 90 days, they aren't actually about changing things. No, they are entirely about earning the right to change things. So we're going to break down exactly how you build that absolutely crucial credibility first, step by step, long before you try to fix even a single broken process.
To get there, we're going to follow a highly structured journey. We'll look at the new PM trap, month 1, listen only, month 2, ship small, month 3, propose and own, first quarter landmines, and wrap it all up with the 90-day check.
Part 1. The new PM trap.
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture this. You walk into your new office on day 1. You're ambitious, you've got experience, and almost immediately you spot the cracks. Broken prioritization frameworks, disconnected roadmaps, customer discovery that is, well, barely happening. And you know what? You're completely right about all of it. But if you act on it right away, you are walking straight into a trap. As the source material puts it, the most dangerous moment in a PM's career isn't the one where they run out of ideas. It's the first month in a new role when they have too many. It kind of feels counterintuitive, right? You show up with this massive mental backlog of obvious, easy fixes before you've even shipped a single thing. But listen, if you try to execute on that backlog in those first 30 days, you're going to lose the exact credibility you actually need to fix those problems in the long run.
So why does this happen? Well, think about the paradox of joining a new company. You are operating at maximum information deficit and minimum social capital at the exact same time. You just don't have the context yet. You don't know why past decisions were made. You don't know which fires are deep structural issues and which are just, this month's bad luck. And at the exact same time, you have minimum social capital. You don't know which engineers trust which PMs or who actually holds the real power. And since product management is almost entirely about influence, you don't have direct authority over engineering or design or sales. Credibility has to be built before you're right. People need to trust you, not just hear that you have the right answer.
So what's the game plan here? We're going to use the 30-60-90 framework as our blueprint. Day 30 is listen only. Day 60 is ship small. Day 90 is propose and own. For your very first quarter, speed is actually your enemy. Seriously, if you rush, you're going to fail. But if you follow this blueprint and pace yourself through these 3 distinct phases, that speed totally transforms into your greatest advantage by month 4.
Part 2, month 1, listen only.
All right, during those first 30 days, you literally have one single goal. Understand the landscape well enough to avoid stepping on landmines. And this brilliantly illustrates what that looks like in practice. Do hold one-on-ones with every engineer, designer, and researcher. And not just to say a quick hello, but to really ask what's working and what past PMs got wrong. Do shadow customer calls, but just listen, don't run them. Do read old PRDs and OKR retrospectives so you can build context and map out those power structures. But, and this is a big but, do not propose solutions to the problems you just discovered. I know it is so painful to bite your tongue when a process is clearly broken, but you have to resist the urge to fix it right then. Don't suggest a new way to run planning, don't write a roadmap proposal. Your only output for month 1 should be hypotheses and relationships.
Now, during those month 1 one-on-ones, there is this absolute golden question you need to ask every single person you meet. If you could change one thing about how we build product, what would it be? You are going to start hearing the exact same 3 or 4 things repeated over and over again. And those answers, they are gold. But remember that restraint we just talked about? These recurring answers are your starting points for month 4, definitely not month 1.
Part 3. Month 2. Ship small.
Okay, so once you've spent 30 days doing nothing but listening, your focus shifts entirely. The goal now is to prove that you can actually execute. Shipping is the proof of concept for literally everything else you want to do. So the crucial point is, well, it might sound a bit reductive to focus on shipping something tiny, but it's really not. Think about it. An engineer who has actually shipped code with you is going to advocate for your next, bigger proposal in a way they never, ever would for some stranger with a nice slide deck. A stakeholder who sees you deliver even a minor update is going to give you the benefit of the doubt later on when you inevitably have to push back on their feature requests. You aren't just shipping a feature, you're earning their advocacy.
So what exactly makes a good month to ship? Let's run through it. It needs to have a high confidence of success. It should be highly visible to the people who matter. It must be fast to ship. We are talking days here, not months. And critically, it should be something the team already wants to do. So think of like a bug that's annoyed users for months, or maybe a simple copy change that customer service has been begging for. Ship it, and then write up a really clean, concise retrospective to show what you learned. This is going to provide the team with their very first piece of hard evidence of how you actually work.
Part 4. Month 3. Propose and own.
Let's move to and see how this builds into month 3. By day 60, you've built relationships, you have deep context from all that listening, and you've got a successful small win under your belt. Now, and only now, do you finally have the standing to make a real proposal. But there is a vital constraint here. Propose one thing and make it something you will personally own end to end. Listen, this is not the time to suggest sweeping changes to how the entire engineering org does discovery. No. You choose one feature, one specific initiative, or one isolated change, and you make it absolutely clear to everyone that you are the owner.
To pull this off effectively, you'll want to use this super methodical 5-part proposal structure to really cement your credibility. First up, define the problem, but do it by directly quoting the people you interviewed back in month 1. Show them you were actually listening. Second, outline past tries. This proves you did your homework and you aren't just ignoring company history. Third, clearly state the bet. That means giving a specific hypothesis with measurable metrics. Fourth, define your personal ownership. Be crystal clear about exactly what you will be responsible for, not just what the team is going to do. And fifth, establish a kill condition to find the exact result that will make you stop and admit the bet was wrong. That last step, it's vital. Stating a kill condition proves you're strictly accountable rather than just someone trying to be the smartest person in the room.
Part 5. First quarter landmines.
So now that we've mapped out the ideal 90-day path, we definitely need to talk about the dangers along the way. They're these really subtle, incredibly common mistakes that can instantly vaporize all that hard-earned credibility. Good intentions can send terrible signals if you execute them too early. For example, if your action is reorganizing how planning works before you've actually planned anything, the signal that sends to the team is that you're forcing change without having earned their trust. If you find yourself competing with your predecessor, asking why did they do it this way in a judgy tone, that just poisons your relationships with the peers who worked alongside them. If you start producing heavy strategy documents before you've shipped anything, it signals you prefer theoretical thinking over actual doing. And finally, if you over-communicate your observations, like casually mentioning how the discovery process could be better, well, it just lands as harsh criticism to the people currently running it. Save those observations for month 4.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the massive landmine of underestimating soft signals. The absolute most important things you're going to learn in your first 90 days are rarely what people tell you directly. You have got to pay attention to what isn't said. Notice who defers to whom in meetings. Notice which conversations happen in public Slack channels versus the ones that happen behind closed doors. The informal power structures within a company are often way more important than the official org chart. If you miss those soft signals, you simply won't know where the real leverage actually lives.
Part 6. The 90-day check. All right, we've made it through the blueprint and successfully dodged the landmines. So this is your self-evaluation at the end of the quarter to confirm you are finally ready for structural change. Ask yourself these 5 rapid-fire questions. Can you name the 3 most important unsolved problems in your product area, backed up by real user evidence? Has every engineer and designer on your team actually seen you ship something? Have you successfully said no to a stakeholder and had them accept it? Do you have at least one person who would vouch for you to others unprompted? And finally, have you started validating one hypothesis with real data? If you can answer yes to all 5 of these questions, congratulations, you've had a really strong 90 days. Not because you changed everything, but because you've successfully built the foundation that makes change possible. I want to leave you with this final, really profound takeaway from the source material. Spend your first quarter learning to love the constraints before you try to break them. PMs who flame out early, they try to change way too much, way too fast. But the ones who build lasting product cultures are the ones who master strategic patience. So as you look toward your next role or even your next major project, ask yourself, are you willing to set aside your need to be right on day 1 so that you can earn the credibility you need to truly lead on day 90?